Welcome, you're here to rest, to leave behind noise, rush, and urgency. Tonight, we'll drift across deserts, mountains, and palaces, in the quiet footsteps of letters. Because before the age of stamps, email, or even paved roads, there was another kind of postal system, a world of riders, seals, secrets, and silence. This is the soft story of the Ottoman Empire's long-distance messengers, a history not told through battles or thrones, but through the gentle rustle of parchment. Let's begin. Imagine you are not a merchant, not a soldier, but something quieter, something less seen, yet always moving. You are a Tatar courier in the Ottoman Empire. The year is 1622. The roads ahead are dirt paths, sometimes barely trails at all. Your orders to ride from Istanbul to Aleppo in 6 days, maybe 7. If weather turns, the saddle is rough, the horse is borrowed from the state, you've been issued a satchel, wax-sealed scrolls, a dried leather water pouch. There is no map, just memory and instinct. The day is hot. The air is dry, but thick with the dust your horse kicks up. You pass through scrubland, where grasshoppers leap at your knees. You eat bread hardened from the day before, and dried fruit wrapped in cloth. When you reach a relay station, there is no one waiting to greet you. There is only another horse. You swap it quickly, hand over a seal, and ride on. You do not linger. You do not sleep deeply. Because each station is another clock, each delay another mark against your record. Your messages are not yours to open, but sometimes you feel their weight. Some are wrapped in thick hide, others sealed with red wax, bearing the tugra of the Sultan. It is forbidden to read them. But once, long ago, a courier peeked. He disappeared. No one speaks of it now. Sometimes the mountains are kind, other times snow blinds your path. Still, you continue. The message must pass, and when you arrive hours or days late you bow, hand over the scroll, and wait silently for the next one. Your pay is small, but your path is vast. You are the quiet spine of the empire, a rider between words, a courier of breathless parchment. Now, we drift from the dusty roads to the velvet-lined halls of Topkapi Palace. Here, the sound of slippers on marble replaces the hooves of horses. The Sultan rules many but his control is delicate. Not in appearance, but in timing. Selim Tareklans, a cup of sherbet in his hand, but beside him, a scribe kneels quill ready to draft orders. These are not for public eyes. They are not copied. They are written once, signed in curling gold, and sealed in wax. The Sultan's personal script is known as the Hatwai Humayun. Only a few can recognize it. Even fewer can question it. These scrolls are sent not by standard riders but through trusted hands. Men raised in the palace. Men who swore not to speak. One of them is Mustafa Aga. You won't find his name in many records, but his footsteps echo behind decisions. Governors dismissed, generals summoned, allies rewarded. Mustafa carries a scroll across Anatolia. He changes his route twice, avoids a suspicious caravan. When he arrives, the Pasha bows. Without reading the message, the seal says everything. Messages like these are the veins of rule. No courier is allowed to speak of their content, and when their duty ends, they are often assigned to far provinces. To forget, but the Sultan remembers. He remembers who delivered quickly, and who did not. In this way, the Ottoman Empire was not just ruled by sword or law, but by silence, by ink, by the careful hand of unseen men. Let your mind now drift to a forgotten station in the highlands of eastern Anatolia. A former Menzel-Henrila house crumbled with time, its stones buried beneath grass and wind. Inside, archaeologists find something strange. 3 scrolls, unopened, still sealed. Their wax is faded but intact, their cords knotted tightly. No one knows why they were left. Perhaps the courier died, or perhaps they were never meant to be delivered. One seal bears the Tagra of Sultan Mahmud. Another is unmarked. The third, curiously, has 2 seals, one over the other. Historians debate. Did someone attempt to intercept the letter and reseal it? Was it a decoy? Was it a warning? In Ottoman communication, the seal was everything. A message could be unreadable, written in a florid Divani hand, looping and dense. But the seal said what mattered: who it came from, where it was meant to go, and how seriously it should be taken. Some messages were poems, others were commands, a few prayers. In some eras, scribes used symbolic phrases, rhymed lines, or obscure references to Sufi texts, not to confuse but to protect. This was not secrecy for secrecy's sake. It was an art, a respect for discretion. Today, these messages rest in museum archives, untranslated, but their presence undeniable. And so we come to the last leg of our journey, a journey not on horseback, but in bureaucracy. The year is 1863. And for the first time, the Ottoman Empire issues official postage stamps. But this is not the beginning. It is the end of an old rhythm. Until now, delivery was about status, about role. A merchant sent letters through guild connections, a noble through palace scribes, a court official by janissary dispatch. Letters were not private. They were not tracked. They were delivered or not. And life continued. The first Ottoman stamps bear the Tagra of Sultan Ab. They are stylized, curved, elegant. They do not depict landscapes or heroes. They affirm power. But the real change is deeper. A centralized postal institution emerges, a ministry, a schedule, and eventually standardized fees. Yet still, literacy remains uneven. Most subjects cannot write, and so scribes remain penning letters in exchange for coins or favors. Among the elite, writing is ceremony. Paper is imported. Ink, perfume, seals, personalized. A message is not only content, it is performance. And so, even as stamps arrive and railroads replace hooves, the Ottoman spirit of communication lingers, in formality, in slowness, in respect for what is not said. Closing tonight, you traveled a different kind of empire, not the one of swords, sultans, or sieges, but one held together by parchment, by seal, by silence. You followed the hoofbeat of riders, heard the quills scratching paper, and imagined messages never read. Now return to your own. Quiet. Let the ink dry. Let the message rest. Let the words fade softly from memory. Good night.